Once upon a time there was a river. She was born high up in the snowy mountains, from a single drop of melting ice. At first she was just a stream, playful and wild, dancing over rocks, giggling through forests. As time passed, she grew stronger, flowing through valleys, feeding trees, giving life to villages, animals and people alike. She had purpose. She had joy. Everywhere she went, someone bloomed. But after many years, she began to feel tired. Not because her path was long, she had always known that, but because no one seemed to notice her anymore. The trees she fed never thanked her. The fish swam without a word. Even the children who once splashed in her waters had grown up and forgotten her songs. "Why do I keep flowing?" she whispered to herself one gray morning. "Why do I give and give, when no one even stops to listen?" And so, for the first time in her life, the river slowed. She curled around a quiet bend and stopped. Without her, the forest began to wither. The birds had no water to sip. The deer wandered, confused. The fields turned dry and cracked. But the river closed her eyes, too weary to notice. Days passed. One evening, a small cloud drifted down from the sky and sat gently beside her. "You've stopped," the cloud said. "I'm tired," the river replied. "I carried so much, gave so much, and no one ever saw me. I'm just water after all." The cloud was silent for a while. Then softly it spoke. "But dear river, you never flowed to be seen. You flowed because it was who you are. And in doing so, you gave life to the world." The river shivered. She looked around, really looked, and saw what she hadn't noticed in her sadness. A sapling trying to rise beside her dry banks. A nest of birds waiting for the return of their morning bath. A farmer staring at the sky, praying for her return. A little child holding a paper boat, standing where water used to be. Tears filled the river, not of sadness but understanding. She hadn't been forgotten. She had been trusted. Trusted to always be there, like the sun, like the earth. She had become part of life itself. And so, with a quiet breath, the river began to flow again. Not for applause. Not for recognition. But because flowing was her truth. She danced once more over rocks. She sang her old songs. She welcomed the roots and the reeds and the laughter of children. She had found her joy again, in the giving, in the movement, in being who she was meant to be. And the cloud whispered as it floated away. "You don't have to be seen to make a difference. Sometimes the quietest givers carry the loudest love." We often feel unseen in the good we do. But the true value of kindness, patience, and giving is not in being noticed. It's in the lives we quietly touch. Like the river, we must remember, to live is to flow, and to flow is to give life.